Chapter 14, Section 2, Cities Expand and Change. Causes of Urban Growth in the Late 1800s. In the late 19th century, America was experiencing urbanization, which is the expansion of cities and the number of people living in them. Urban people lived differently from rural people. They worked on schedules, rode trolleys, and paid rents to live in apartments. America's major cities were manufacturing and transportation centers that were clustered in the Northeast, Pacific Coast, and Midwest.
Cities attracted many immigrants and rural Americans. Everything was connected by railroad, so there was easy transportation in and out of cities. Women's opportunities expanded. They worked in factories, took in boarders, did piecework, and worked as teachers or secretaries. Although many city workers were poor, only the very poorest did not enjoy a higher standard of living.
There were many rural to urban migrants, which were people who moved from an agricultural area to a city. Making a living on a farm became very difficult, and city life sparked excitement. Cities had many economic opportunities.
Technology improved city life. City growth made it difficult for politicians and workers to keep up with the demands of growth to provide water, sewers, schools, and safety. Electric trolleys and subways, building codes, and other innovations kept crowded cities from slipping into chaos. Skylines became recognizable by skyscrapers, tall buildings built with steel, which provided extra office space.
Elisha Otis was the developer of a safety elevator that made skyscrapers more practical. Transportation revolution began with mass transit, which was a public transportation system that carried large numbers of people. Streetcars with overhead cables were quiet, clean, and efficient. These cars were only possible in larger cities due to congestion. However, this was solved in Boston in 1897 when the first underground subway system was built.
Middle and upper class people who could afford escaping from city noise and grime moved to suburbs, residential areas surrounding a city. Parks and recreational spaces became important aspects of city planning. Frederick Law Olmsted, landscape engineer who designed Central Park in New York and other major parks in U.S. cities.
City problems. Growing cities faced problems caused by overcrowding and poverty. Workers who couldn't afford mass transit had to live within walking distance of their work. Most urban workers lived in tenements, which were low-cost multifamily housing designed to squeeze as many families as possible. With few windows and poor sanitation, these tenement conditions were unhealthy and dangerous. Unpaved streets were littered with trash and even dead horses. These horrible conditions led to dangerous
solutions. Government took steps to improve the living conditions, attempted to regulate housing, sanitation, sewers, and public health. A new filtration system improved water quality. Careless acts could have devastating effects. For example, open fireplaces could start fires that easily spread through a city, like Chicago in 1871. Streets are dangerous at night, so uniformed city police forces ensured safety. However, the police could not overcome the tension between urban groups. People with different ethnicities and race clashed, forming gangs.